Hello, my lovely YouTube yoga friends. I hope you are very well today, as always. I am Amy, if you haven't practiced with me before, and if you are one of the wonderful people who is here every single week, then thank you so much for coming back. This is going to be a very funky, fun, challenging Vinyasa class, working our way towards the pose Flying Pigeon towards the end. It's a fun one, it's a tough one, we'll have lots of fun along the way. Just before we get started, just a request from me is that if you haven't subscribed already, please take a second to do so that you never miss a class with me. Please also feel free to comment with any requests, any suggestions, anything that you thought about this video, and of course give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed this class and that I should make more like it in the future. So that is it from me chatting away at you for now. We will begin today in Malasana near the top of the mat. So bringing the feet a bit wider than hip width apart, toes pointing out at a 45-degree angle, elbows and the knees pressing in towards one another. You can either have the hands pressing at heart center or you can interlace the fingers as I like to do. Draw the shoulders down as you lift the chest up, gazing straight ahead, finding one nice long line from the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone. Your heels do not have to reach the ground, they might be slightly lifted off the earth, and if you wish you can pop a block underneath your bum, a cushion, anything that will help you get nice and comfortable to spend a few minutes in this pose, connecting to our body, connecting to our breath. So start to notice any feelings in the body that are calling your attention. So any areas that maybe feel a bit tight or a bit sore today. Maybe any areas that feel particularly open at the moment. Any areas that you might be holding on to tension. So maybe in the face and the jaw, the eyebrows, the neck, the shoulders. And can you find a little bit of softness? Dissolving that tension, feeling it melt away. Can you feel your feet connecting to the earth, grounding you into the present moment? Helping you connect to where you are right now, rather than getting lost in thoughts of the past or the future, coming into the present moment. Now start to notice your breathing. I'll invite you to breathe in and out through the nose throughout our practice today, if that feels good for you. And to try and make that breath slow and smooth and deep. Sending the breath deep down into the belly. Feeling the torso expanding from top to bottom, left to right, front to back with every inhale, and finding a slight engagement of the core to squeeze out every last drop of air as you exhale, creating space for that next inhale to begin. Can you hear the sound of your breath? Can you feel the breath passing in and out of your nostrils? Can you maybe feel slightly more energized as you inhale and slightly more relaxed as you exhale? Take 3 more deep breaths here on your own. And now as you're ready, start to bring some movement to the body. So maybe you lift one heel at a time and shift the weight from one foot to another. Maybe you release the hands from heart center and bring the forearms onto the thighs and use the pressure from the arms to open up even more into the hips and into the groin. Maybe you bring the hands down onto the mat for a little bit of extra support. As you're ready, on your next breath in, sweep the left hand down, right arm reaches all the way up to the sky. Bring that right hand into a fist and start to take some big circles with the wrist, going in one direction and then switch directions. Take another deep breath in, reach those fingertips even higher up towards the sky, and then exhale, option to come into a bind, reaching that right hand and that left hand around the back of the left leg, opening through the chest and the shoulders. Take a deep breath into the right side body and breathe out. Inhale, come back through center, exhale here. Inhale, sweep the right hand down, left arm reaches all the way up to the sky, and then we take the left hand into a fist, start to take some nice big circles, going in one direction and the other direction. Inhale, reach those fingertips all the way up to the sky. Exhale, option to take a bind around that right leg. Deep breath in, opening through the left side of the body. And deep breath out, maybe taking the opening a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale here. Bring the hands to interlace at heart center and then start to take some circles with the wrists. Warming up through the wrists, the fingers, the forearms, and then switch direction of those circles. Flip your grip so that you're pressing the palms of the hands away from you out in front, and then reach the arms all the way up overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, take a tiny little side bend over to the left hand side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, take it over to the other side. One more time in each direction. Inhale through center. Exhale, take a side stretch. Last one, deep breath in, reach up. Deep breath out, reach over. Release the clasp of the fingertips, bring them down onto the earth. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heels off the mat, and exhale, plant the heels back down, press the floor away from you, round through the spine. Inhale, rock yourself up and forwards, draw the chest forward, the shoulders back, maybe gaze up towards the sky, and then exhale, round through the spine, press the floor away. One more time of this Malasana cat-cow. Inhaling to open, exhaling round through the spine. Now plant both hands underneath the shoulders, step one foot at a time back to your plank pose, and then lower the hips, lower the thighs down, untuck the toes into our upward facing dog. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale, look over the right shoulder, back towards the right toes. Exhale, come back through center. Inhale, gaze over the left shoulder, back towards the left toes. Exhale, come back through center. Inhale here, and then exhale, press the floor away, send the hips back towards the heels, bring the knees wide, child's pose. Take a little moment, wiggle around, feeling into the hips. If you're not feeling the hips after all that time spent in Malasana, then I don't know what will get you feeling the hips. On your next breath in, round your way forward, drop the hips, drop the thighs, lift the chest, upward facing dog, and then exhale, round through the spine, child's pose. Inhale, slide your way forwards, opening everything up, and then exhale, wave the body back, child's pose. One more time, deep breath in, rock yourself forward, upward facing dog, and deep breath out, wave yourself back, child's pose. This time, inhale, wave yourself forwards to upward dog, but then carry on travelling all the way down onto the belly. Fingertips are in line with the ribs. On your next breath in, lift the chest, and your next breath out, lower the chest, rolling cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, deep breath in, lift the chest. Nice micro bend in the elbows so we're not locking them out, and release all the way back down. Option now to keep the tops of the feet flat to the floor as you power yourself up in one nice long line all the way up to a plank with those feet flat on the floor. You can totally come into a standard plank with the toes tucked under if that works for you. Hold here in stillness for 5 deep breaths, finding one nice long line of energy from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, engaging through the core, and once again micro bending the elbows so we're not locking them out. Two more breaths. And now either stay here in stillness or start to rock your weight from side to side, bringing the weight from one hand into the other, warming up through the wrists and the shoulders here. You might be shaking, your core might be on fire right now. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself over the toes, back to downward facing dog. Pressing the floor away with the fingertips, pointing that tailbone up towards the sky. Start to bring some movement into your dog if you're not already. Bending and straightening one leg at a time maybe. Maybe wiggling the hips from side to side. Maybe lifting the heels, coming onto the toes, and then dropping the heels over to one side, pressing the hips back. And then coming back through centre, dropping those heels over to the other side, finding the side stretch. Few more breaths, just finding what feels good for you in this downward dog today, taking what you need from this practice. Maybe you just find stillness here. As you're ready, we'll all meet in our classic downward facing dog and then drop both elbows down onto the mat for Dolphin Pose. On your next breath in, sweep the right leg all the way up to the sky and then bend that knee, open the hip, start to take some circles with that right knee. They might be little baby circles, they might be big circles. You might hear some clicks in the hips. As you're ready, deep breath in, sweep the toes up to the sky, and as you breathe out, lift the elbows off the mat, rock yourself forwards to a plank, tapping the right knee to the right elbow. As you breathe in, drop the elbows, sweep the right leg high, three-legged dolphin. As you breathe out, rock it forward, tap that knee to that elbow. 2 more times. Inhale, three-legged dolphin. Exhale, knee to elbow. 1 more time. Inhale, three-legged dolphin. Exhale, knee to elbow and hold. Bring the elbow down towards the wrist, not the elbow, the knee down towards the wrist, and then up to the armpit, to the wrist, to the armpit, wrist, armpit, wrist, armpit. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then step that right foot to the outside of the right hand, lizard pose. Take a moment to rock back and forth, using the left toes to propel you, feeling into the hips. And on your next breath in, drop the hips down, lift the chest, kind of like a cat-cow, and then exhale, straighten the right leg, press the floor away, round through the spine. Deep breath in, drop the hips, lift the chest. Deep breath out, round everything in. Let's go for 2 more. Inhaling to open, exhaling to round. 1 more time. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And just hold here for a moment, sending the breath into the back of that right leg. And on your next breath in, rock yourself back forward into your lizard pose. Left knee is still lifted off the mat. You can either stay here, or for a little extra challenge, you can root down through the hands and start to lift the right foot to hover off the mat, maybe just a single centimetre or two, and maybe you stay here, or maybe you start to straighten that right leg towards the front of the mat. You can press that leg into the right elbow for a bit of support. Hold, hold, hold. Ooh, and then place that foot back down. Drop the left knee down onto the mat. Either stay on the hands or come down onto the elbows. Have a little wiggle here in your lizard. Rock yourself from side to side. Maybe roll onto the outside edge of that right foot. Maybe bring the right hand onto the right knee to get even more of an opening. And if you're pressing that knee, either bring both forearms back to the mat or come back up onto your hands as you bring the left heel in towards the left glute and sweep the right hand around for that left foot. Start to draw the heel in towards you. I find the stretch more intense when I'm up on my hands, but you might find it more intense when you're down on your forearms. So just play around and see what feels best for you in this practice. Maybe you inhale, let that foot draw back towards the back of the mat, and then exhale, draw it closer towards the body. As always, your pose does not have to look like mine, just take it to the edge of the stretch for you. Release the grip on the foot, bring the right hand back towards the mat, plant that right foot to the outside of the right hand, pick up the back knee, step the left foot forward, once again landing in Malasana, and bring the hands to interlace, but find the opposite interlace to what you would usually do, the one that feels a bit weird, and once again take some circles with the wrists. Switch directions. It's a bit of a challenge for the mind to work out where to go when you switch directions. And release. Give the hands a little bit of a shake out. And then once again, bring the hands to press at heart center. Press the elbows and the knees towards one another. As you inhale, lift the hips so the torso is parallel to the floor. And exhale, sink back down to your Malasana. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. We'll do 10 in total. So we've done 2, lift for 3, and lower. For 4, lower. For 5, we're halfway there, lower. Strengthening through the hips. 6, release. 4 more, 7, and lower. 3 more for 8. Your hips are probably burning right now, but they're getting stronger as they burn. We've got 2 more. And 1 more time. Lift those hips. Sorry if you hate me right now. Drop yourself all the way back down into your Malasana and then start to straighten both legs. Walk the feet to hip width apart. Drop the torso down towards the thighs. Uttanasana. Take a moment feeling into the backs of the hamstrings, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Now the next time you bend into the right leg, you're going to bring the right fingertips down towards the mat, sweep the left arm all the way up to the sky, finding a twist. Option to bring that left hand around for the right inner thigh, opening through the chest and the shoulders here. And then inhale, sweep that arm up, exhale, bring it down. Bend the left knee, straighten the right, left fingertips down, right fingertips reach all the way up, and then maybe we take a bind around the left inner thigh. Inhale, sweep that arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Root down through both arms, or both hands I should say, bringing them underneath the shoulders. Bring the knees up onto the backs of the arms, coming into crow pose. Lifting both toes off the mat, drawing the heels in towards the glutes, and we're just going to hold our crow. Finding the strength, finding the stability. Are you still breathing? You might fall out of it and then come back and join us in crow, getting those knees high up on the backs of the arms. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shoot those legs back, land in a chaturanga maybe. And then don't lower through up dog, press yourself back up to a plank and then lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, release. Deep breath in, cobra pose, deep breath out, softening back down. One more time, inhaling, lifting, exhaling, releasing. If the hands are not under the shoulders, slide them back there. Once again, the option is to keep the tops of the feet flat to the floor as we press up in one nice long line up to a plank with those feet flat on the floor. Option is to stay here, or this time a little extra challenge is to start to walk the hands straight out in front of you. So coming into a hollow plank shape, hands are not underneath the shoulders. This is a big challenge. I'm shaking like mad. Whoop. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk those hands back underneath the shoulders. Wave the body back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. On your next breath in, prepare. I can't speak, guys. On your next breath in, prepare yourself, and on your next breath out, drop the elbows down into dolphin. And here we go. Inhale, sweep the left toes all the way up to the sky, and then open the hip, bend the knee, start to take some circles with that left knee. Inhale, sweep that leg high. Exhale, lift the elbows, tap that left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dolphin. Exhale, knee to elbow. Let's go for 3 more. Deep breath in, three-legged dolphin. Deep breath out, knee to elbow. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Last time, deep breath in, deep breath out. Hold it here. Bring the knee down to the wrist, to the armpit, to the wrist, armpit, wrist, armpit. 1 more time, wrist, armpit. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that foot to the outside of the left hand and just take a moment to rock back and forth using the right toes to propel you in your lizard pose. As you breathe in, drop the hips down towards the mat, lifting through the chest, and as you breathe out, straighten that leg round through the spine. Deep breath in, lower the hips, lift the chest. Deep breath out, round the spine, straighten the leg. Let's go for 3 more. Fill the lungs, lift the chest, empty the lungs, press the floor away from you. Deep breath in, drop everything down. Deep breath out, lift everything up. Last time, inhale, exhale, and hold here with the straight leg, pressing the floor away, sending the breath into that left hamstring. And then fill the lungs with air as you drop yourself back down into your lizard pose. Root down through the hands as you start to hover that left foot off the mat, maybe pressing the knee into the elbow for some support. And then maybe you start to straighten that left leg towards the front of the mat, maybe. And then place it back down to the outside of the hand. Drop that back knee down. Maybe come down onto the forearms as you have a little wiggle around. Maybe rolling onto the outside edge of that left foot. Maybe you use that left hand to press the left knee even further open. And then either down on the forearms or upon the hands, bend the right knee, bring the heel towards the glute, sweep the left arm around to grab that right foot and start to draw the heel in towards you. Big opening through the quads here. Maybe you inhale, bring the foot further away, and exhale, draw it further in. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Can you soften as you exhale? Release the grip on the foot, plant both hands on the mat, lift the back knee, step yourself forward into Malasana. Once again, bring the hands to interlace, give the wrists a little bit of love. Maybe you bring the hands into wave motions. Maybe you take them in circles. Just find what feels good in your wrist today. Now sweep both arms all the way up to the sky. Imagine like you're holding a big beach ball up overhead, and then start to straighten the legs, slowly pressing yourself all the way up to standing. As soon as you get to the top, start to lower yourself all the way back down into Malasana, taking it slow. Let's do 4 more. Pressing yourself all the way up, keeping a nice long spine, and keeping that nice long spine as you lower yourself back down. 3 more. I'm already regretting saying 3. Okay, we've got 2 more. We can do this. Getting stronger. After this, we've just got 1 more. Lower yourself down. Ooh, my arms are burning as well. Wow. Press yourself all the way back up. Release the hands down by your sides. Give those hips a little wiggle, a little shake out. Maybe shake one leg at a time. Letting go of any tension, anything that did not serve you. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, descend down into your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant both hands on the mat. And once again, bring the knees up onto the backs of the arms for our crow pose. This time, we'll play around with either holding our crow like before or taking some toe taps. So tapping the right toes either down towards the right wrist or towards the mat, bringing them back in. Same with the left foot, tapping those toes down, bringing them back in, and just keep it flowing from side to side. If you're really sweaty like me, then your knees might be sliding off the backs of your arms. If you fall out, just simply make your way back into the pose. Let's keep it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shoot yourself back, maybe land in a chaturanga. Hold your chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back up to your plank and then lower all the way down onto your belly. That's definitely the fastest I've ever counted a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I could not hold that for very long. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra. Exhale, lower yourself down. Deep breath in, cobra pose. Keep those elbows bent. Deep breath out, lower yourself. 1 more time. Fill the lungs, lift the chest, and then empty the lungs, lower the chest. Now a big challenge is, just like we've been doing, keeping the feet flat on the floor, this time coming up onto the fingertips and then pressing yourself up to a plank with the flat feet and on your fingertips. Big challenge, taking a lot of strength in the wrists and in the fingers and the arms, so only take it if this feels supported in your body. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, counting these 5 seconds a bit more slowly than before, and then wave yourself back to downward dog, maybe still on the fingertips for just an extra moment, and then drop those palms down onto the floor. Bring the elbows to the mat, dolphin pose, press back up to dog, dolphin, dog, dolphin, dog. Keep flowing. Maybe lifting both elbows at a time, maybe lifting one at a time, making it work for you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press yourself back up, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, sweep the right toes all the way up to the sky. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, tap that knee to that elbow. One more time. Inhale, sweep the toes up. Exhale, bring the knee to the elbow or all the way up onto the upper arm. Hook that knee there and then start to shimmy the left elbow underneath that left hip. Start to fly the left leg off the mat for our Ekapada Vinyasa, hurdler's pose, holding. Drop the left toes down, bring the right toes to meet them, land in a chaturanga, press back up to a plank, and then wave yourself through a chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave yourself forwards, plank pose. Exhale, all the way down onto the belly. Draw the right heel in towards the right glute. Tuck under the left toes and then press yourself up to a plank, keeping that right heel drawing in towards the right glute. Hold it here, draw the knee in towards the nose, tap it to the mat, to the nose, to the mat, to the nose, to the mat, to the nose, and then step that foot through in between the hands. Spin the back heel down onto the earth, windmill your way up into a warrior two, bending down deep into that front knee, sending the energy out through the fingertips, holding here. Feeling the energy, feeling the fire in the legs, noticing how your mind reacts to the challenge of holding this pose. Inhale, find the reverse warrior, sweep the right fingertips up and over, left hand slides down that left leg, and then exhale, side angle. Sweep the right fingertips across the belly, reach the left fingertips towards the front of the room. Inhale, come into reverse triangle, straightening the front leg, sweeping the right fingertips up and over, and then exhale, come into triangle, bumping the hips back, reaching the left fingertips up, the right fingertips down, finding some length through both sides of the waist. Now sweep the left fingertips towards the front of the room, bring the right fingertips to the front of the room, core triangle, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring those arms up overhead, lift the torso, turn both toes to point out at an angle, heels point in, bring the hands to heart center, bend into the knees, goddess pose. Deep breath in, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up, deep breath out, sink it down. Inhale, sweep it up, exhale, sink it down. One more time, deep breath in, deep breath out, goddess, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the right knee bent, start to straighten the left leg, so it's kind of like a half Skandasana, not sinking all the way down into Skandasana, just slightly. Now straighten the right leg, start to bend into the left leg, maybe take some mini pulses over to the side, take it back over to the right and to the left. Keep it flowing through both sides, stretching through the groin and the inner thighs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time you come over to the right, keep travelling down, pointing the left toes up to the sky, sinking the hips down on top of that right heel for our Skandasana. Fingertips can be interlaced at heart center. They can be down on the mat for a little bit of support, or you can reach them all the way up to the sky for a little extra challenge. On your next breath in, sweep the right fingertips down, left fingertips up, and bring that left hand into a fist. Start to take some circles, going in both directions. Inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale, option to take a bind around that right leg, lifting through the chest. Release, bring the hands to frame that right foot and then spin yourself all the way around into a revolved Skandasana. So now you're facing the right hand side of the mat, you're on the outside edge of both feet, left leg is straight, right knee is bent. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the right fingertips forwards. Exhale, cactus the right arm, sink the hips down. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, sink it back down. One more time. Inhale, lift and reach and stay here. Left arm is straight, right fingertips are reaching towards the front of the room. Start to lift the right foot off the mat. Step the right foot to meet the left, side plank. Inhale here and then exhale, bring the right elbow to tap the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a huge step with the right foot to the top of the mat, stepping it next to the left hand. Inhale, sweep the right fingertips all the way up to the sky. Easy twist. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink into your lunge. One more time. Inhale, exhale, sink into your lunge. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Walk the right toes out at an angle. Back in our lizard pose. And now is the time for the little challenge of flying lizard. So once again, root down through the hands, start to lift the right foot off the mat and hook the right knee around the front of the right arm. So right knee is around the right elbow. Start to hook the left elbow underneath the torso as you lift the left foot off the mat. Big, big challenge, big, big pose. Maybe you're successful, maybe not. Give it as many tries as you fancy. So I've given it one go, I'm going to give it another go, have a little rest in between. An extra challenging version of it is to not hook the left elbow underneath the left torso. So the left arm is going to stay free and unencumbered by you. So just hooking that right knee around that right arm, tucking that foot in, lifting the left foot off. Big, big challenge. Step that left foot back, unhook the right leg, maybe step it back and work through a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll wait in our downward facing dog for a little moment. So wherever you are, playing around with your flying lizard, you can catch up. Come and meet us here whenever you're ready. As you are all ready, on your next breath in, sweep the left toes all the way up to the sky. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more time. Deep breath in, reach those toes up, and deep breath out. Bring that left knee to the outside of that left arm. Hook that right hip over the top of the right arm, and then fly that right leg off for our hurdler's pose. Ekapada Vinyasa. Maybe straighten that left leg, and then step the right toes back. Bring the left toes to meet them. Chaturanga. Press back up to a plank. Wave it back. Downward facing dog. You could have added in a chaturanga there, but I forgot to say it. Inhale, wave yourself forward to a plank. Exhale, all the way onto the belly. It's getting to the point in the class where I lose the ability to speak, so fingers crossed we make it to the end. Start to draw that left heel in towards the glute, tuck under the right toes, and press yourself up to a plank with that heel still drawing in. Draw that knee in towards the nose, tap it to the mat, to the nose, to the mat, to the nose, to the mat, to the nose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step that foot through, in between the hands, windmill your way up into Warrior 2, where we'll hold for 5 deep breaths. Check in with your alignment as we hold here. Are you stacking your head over your heart, over your hips? Are you sending energy out through the fingertips? Are you pressing into the outside edge of that right foot? Is that left knee in line with the left ankle? 2 more breaths. On your next breath in, slide that left hand down, reach the right fingertips up and over, reverse warrior, and breathe out. Slide the left arm across the body, reach the right fingertips forward for side angle. Inhale, take it into reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Left fingertips reach down towards the earth, right fingertips reach up towards the sky, and we find some length through both sides of the waist. Reach the right fingertips towards the front of the room, reach the left fingertips towards the front of the room, imagine like you're holding that beach ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way up to standing, bring that beach ball up overhead. Bring the heels in, bring the toes out, bring the hands to heart center as you sink it down into your goddess. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sink it down. Deep breath in, arms up overhead, legs straighten. Deep breath out, hands come down through heart center, sink into those knees. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink it down and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the left knee bent, start to straighten the right leg for a half Skandasana, and then take it over to the other side. Keep it flowing from one side to the other. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bend into that left knee, sink all the way down, point the right toes up to the sky, full Skandasana. Fingertips on the mat, hands at heart center, or arms reach up overhead for a little extra challenge. On your next breath in, sweep the left toes down, reach the right fingertips up, bring that hand into a fist, take some circles. Inhale, reach the fingertips all the way to the sky. Exhale, take a bind around that left knee, opening through the chest and shoulders, totally optional. Unravel yourself, start to frame that left foot and spin yourself all the way into a revolved Skandasana, coming onto the outside edge of both feet. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the left fingertips towards the front of the room. Exhale, cactus the arm, drop the hips down. Deep breath in, lift, reach. Deep breath out, lower. One more time. Deep breath in, reach forward, hold here, and then step that left foot to meet the right for a side plank. Inhale here, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale to extend, exhale, elbow to knee. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big step with that left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, straighten, so we're in a revolved triangle. Exhale, low lunge. One more time, straighten that leg. Exhale, sink it back down, and then bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot to the outside of the mat. Here we are in our lizard, ready to give Flying lizard a try on this side. So starting to lift the left foot off the mat, hooking that left knee around the front of the left arm. Maybe you hook the right elbow in and lift that lift the right foot off the mat. Maybe once you've given that version a try, you give the more challenging version a try, so not hooking onto the right elbow, just hooking around the left. Once you're done playing around, maybe work through a vinyasa. Inhaling to up dog, exhaling to down dog, where we will all meet once you've had some time playing around with flying pigeon. Not flying pigeon, flying lizard. Getting my animals mixed up. Very, very challenging pose, so if you did not make it into flying lizard today, that is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. It means you've got something fun to work towards, something to see progress in, something to get a big sense of achievement when you finally do make it into the pose. If you do, doesn't matter. As we're all ready, drop down onto the knees, bring the big toes to touch, bring the knees wide, sink the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. Stack one hand on top of the other, creating a little pillow for your head to rest on. Softening the shoulders down away from the ears. As you're ready, start to extend those fingertips towards the front of the mat. Roll yourself forward, drop the hips down, high cobra pose. Inhale here, exhale, press it back, child's pose. Inhale, wave yourself forwards, drop the hips, lift the chest. Exhale, press the floor away, send those hips back. One more time, inhale, rock it forward. As you're there, take a gaze over the right shoulder, back towards the right toes. Come back through centre. Gaze over the other shoulder, back towards the other toes. And then take it back through centre. And then lower yourself all the way down onto the belly. Come onto the forearms, pressing the elbows into the earth. Once again, draw the shoulders down, draw the chest up and forwards. Start to bend into the right knee and draw the right knee up and in towards that right elbow into a half frog pose. Take a moment here, just breathing. Drawing the hips down in towards the earth. Press into the hands, lift the elbows off the mat, start to slide the left hand underneath the right arm, bring the left hand onto the right knee, and then drop the left shoulder down onto the mat as you roll onto your back. Right shoulder comes down onto the earth as well. We've landed in a supine twist here. Trying to keep both shoulders glued down onto the earth. Imagine like they've been stuck down with a bit of Velcro or a bit of super glue. Starting to wind things down, cooling things down quickly, descending into softness. Now carry on rolling all the way onto your back. Keep that right knee bent. Hug that right knee into the chest. Bring the fingers to interlace around that shin. And just start to rock that knee from side to side, taking it up towards the armpit, then across the body. Now, either with the grip around that right shin, or you can bring the hands to interlace around the back of the right thigh. Lift that left leg off the mat, cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Start to draw the right knee towards you as you push the left knee away from you. Uncross that left ankle, extend the left leg down towards the earth. If the hands are around the shin, then we'll all bring them around the back of that right thigh. Start to walk them up towards the ankle, drawing the right knee in towards the body. Maybe you just bring it in a few centimetres, maybe a few feet, maybe you bring it all the way towards the face. Just take it to the edge of the stretch in your body. Now, either stay here or totally optional. This is not going to work for everyone at all. Just an option is to bring the left hand to the outside edge of that right foot, so the pinky toe side. Start to thread the right elbow underneath the right knee, and then bring that right foot up and behind your head. Totally optional. Like I say, this is not going to work for everyone by any means. If you've got the grip on the foot, release it, extend both legs straight, and then simply roll your way all the way back onto your belly, back into Sphinx pose. And this time we draw the left knee up and in towards the left armpit for a little moment in our half frog. Once again, as seems to happen in every practice, my hair is falling out of its bun situation, but you know what? Oh well. There's worse things to happen in life. Now press into the hands, lift the elbows off the mat, thread the right hand underneath the left arm, bring the right hand onto the left knee, right shoulder comes down, left shoulder comes down, rolling into a supine twist. With every exhale, can you let go of a little bit more tension and just soften into this moment? As you're ready, keep that left knee bent in as you roll all the way over onto your back. Interlace the hands around that left knee and just give it a little wiggle from side to side. Up towards the armpit, then across the chest. Then either around the shin or around the back of that left calf, that left thigh, I should have said. We cross the right ankle over the left knee. Draw the left knee in, push the right knee away, supine pigeon. Keeping the hips and the shoulders rooting down into the earth. Uncross that right leg and then start to straighten that left leg, either with the hands around, with the hands around the back of the left thigh, starting to walk them up towards the ankle. Told you guys, I really do lose the ability to speak by the end of these classes, and that one was a tough one. So if you feel like you can't speak, then you're not alone, but thankfully you don't have to right now. Either staying here or bringing the right hand to the pinky toe side of the left foot, threading the left arm underneath that left knee, and then bringing that foot, don't have space, bringing that foot up and behind your head. Totally optional. This feels good to me, but might not feel good to you. It might not work for your body, for the anatomy that you were born with. So just listen to your body. Unravel yourself, release the grip on the leg, and then hug both knees up and in towards the chest, giving yourself a nice cuddle, a nice squeeze. Maybe rocking the knees from side to side. Maybe bring the hands onto the knees and take them in circles, going in the same direction or going in opposite directions away from one another. Any final movements that are calling to you before you drop down into Shavasana, and that does not have to be the traditional shape. You could come into a Supta Baddha Konasana. You could bring the feet to the outside edges of the mat and let the knees drop in. Or you might extend the legs out long. You might bring the arms up overhead. So many options, just finding what feels comfortable for you, what your body is asking for. Whichever shape you've landed in, I will just encourage you to tuck the chin into the chest ever so slightly to find some length down the back of the neck. You can lift the chest and then shimmy the shoulder blades in towards one another before softening the chest back down. And you can lift the hips and draw the tailbone down towards the heels, finding some length down the lower back. Option is to bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly to help you connect to your breath and connect to your heartbeat. We did a lot of movement in our class today, so if you can find the time to move, you can find the time to be still. Both are just as valuable, both are just as nourishing to our bodies and to our minds. So if you're usually someone who jumps up to end the video in Shavasana, then I am proud of you for still being here. If you feel like hanging out in Shavasana for longer, then I highly encourage you to do so. If you need to move on or you're ready to move on, start to bring some gentle movements back to the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe making circles with the ankles and the wrists, circling the knees maybe. Big stretch up overhead if that feels good. And just slowly press yourself back to a comfortable seated position. Sealing our practice with 3 deep releasing breaths in through the nose and making some noise as you sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale, exhale. 2 more, deep breath in, deep breath out. Last time, fill the lungs, empty the lungs. Thank you so much for being with me and for sharing your yoga practice with me today. I really hope you had lots of fun. If you did, I would be so happy if you could like this video, leave any comments, and don't forget to subscribe like I said at the start. I hope you have an amazing day and hopefully I will see you again very soon.